storm show. Ay, it's a storm show.
Moore has given People Magazine an exclusive update on her relationship with Marc Daly and their co-parenting status, in addition to trying to dispel some of those rumors that has been out there and been reported by the Shade Room, the Jasmine brand. Kenya says the main reasons why she and Marc ended up getting a divorce ain't because of no damn infidelity. He ain't got no outside kids, according to her. He ain't got no side chick. It's simply because of two main things: distance and communication. If you guys do not know, Marc is posted up in New York. That's where he's from. He runs a bunch of restaurants out there. In fact, one of the restaurants that he runs is called SoCo. I ended up going on their website and looking through their menu, and this is me having a fat person moment. That food looked bomb. And as soon as I get up to New York, I would definitely be coming to visit that restaurant. Now, anyway, because this ain't about me and my fat ass. This is about Kenya and her damn relationship. Kenya says that him living in New York and opening up several businesses while she was pregnant and during the honeymoon stage of their relationship has really... It's drove them apart because they haven't been able to spend a lot of time together. They haven't been able to fully enjoy that honeymoon stage of their relationship. So it's almost like they really don't know each other. They met in 2017, got married, had the baby, went through all of that. And now they're finally filing for divorce, kind of getting, basically realizing that at this point in time, they don't really know how to communicate. She claims that Marc is not willing to go to counseling, even though she is begging him to. And that although on camera, Kenya may come off as mean-spirited and super aggressive and just like all this female bravado, she says that at home, she ain't like that. You know, she's the demure wife and she really doesn't want to argue. She just wants to fix the issue and move on. As we know in relationships, it's got to be somebody that takes charge and somebody that's more submissive, whether that's the man or the woman, although typically it is the woman, because you can't have two hard-headed people and you can't have two indecisive people. So everybody got to play their role. The sad thing about them is that they've now realized that they really don't communicate well 2 years into the marriage and they already have a baby. So it's like, okay, we don't communicate well. What the hell else are we going to do but split up? Now, I got my own theories on why this relationship didn't work. Personally, I think this relationship was doomed from the start because Kenya Moore at the beginning only really wanted a baby and a man for the sake of having a baby and a man. See, if you don't know, Kenya Moore did not grow up in the nuclear two-parent household. She had teenage parents. Her mother gave her away to the grandmother when she was first born and didn't acknowledge her for the rest of her life. To this very same day, Kenya Moore could see her mother in the street or at a family function and her mother would act like she does not exist. And all them Negroes that's standing around will also back up the mama that's acting like the daughter that don't exist. That's another story for another day. I'm not going to be disrespectful to them elders, but I'm just saying y'all failed Kenya in that. Y'all failed her. Y'all failed her. Because y'all supposed to hold her mama accountable. Y'all supposed to tell her you're not going to be treating this baby like this. And if you can't act right, you can carry your behind back home. You can't come to the barbecue. We'll bring you a plate. We'll bring you a slice of this lemon cake and a 7-Up when we get done. But you're not going to torture this child. But, you know, the old school black folks don't think like that. Is, you know... Thou shalt not disrespect your mother and your father, even if your mother and father ain't shit. Moving right along, her father ended up moving away from Detroit, which is where she's from, and she just grew up under her grandmother Doris, and she adored her grandmother Doris. Grandmother Doris was actually her mother in her eyes, which is why she ended up making Brooklyn's middle name Doris. It all makes sense now. So she never had that two-parent household growing up, and that's all she ever wanted. She got to a stage in her life where she was in her 40s. She desperately wanted a baby and a man. She went through baby's rabies, which is when your biological clock is telling you, you better hurry up and do something pretty soon. She found the first suitable man that she could. He was attractive. He had money, and they halfway got along. And she just said, I'm just going to go head first and take my damn chances. Not too much different than what Portia Diane Williams, a.k.a. My Little Pony, a.k.a. Hooked on Phonics, a.k.a. Underground Railroad, did as well. But that situation was different because Portia could have picked a better suitor, a better looking suitor, and somebody that didn't have boils on their buttocks, allegedly. Anyway, I say all that to say she rushed this relationship, which is why it was doomed from the start. We have seen her desperately try to lock down a man throughout the seasons on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. You know, we cannot forget Walter, who was a tow truck driver, and he alleged to blogs that Kenya had paid him to play her boyfriend. Then we can't forget Matt. Lord, was Kenya crazy over Matt, but that wasn't nothing but a case of Crazy D, because we know Crazy D and Crazy P is the best, which is why you always are in this conundrum of, I love her, I love him, but this is the best I've ever had, and oh my God, you know, in her case, he's blowing my back out, you know, for the 99 and the 2000. My contacts is popping out. He's hitting it so good and I don't even care. But he busts out the windows in my garages, slaps limo drivers, and even currently had got arrested in Arizona for domestic violence. And I'm sure there's other boyfriends throughout the history of Real Housewives of Atlanta that I am not remembering at this time. And if I am missing some, just link them down below. Kenya has also been linked to several other male celebrities like Mike Tyson, allegedly Jay-Z, and many more. So her picking men typically has not always been best, but her intentions were always pretty much positive and good. Now, the next reason why I think that Kenya Moore didn't fake all of this and that she really did want this relationship to work is simply because of what she had to sacrifice for this relationship. When she met Marc, it was in 2017. That was season 10 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. During that time, Kenya Moore was making $1.5 million in a salary. NeNe was making $2.75 million. Now, NeNe has been bumped up to $2.85 million guaranteed for the next 3 years. And I wish I would be paid that kind of money just to show my life, because I would show my ass for that kind of money. Kenya Moore was making paper, $1.5 million a season, to simply show her life. She met Marc. I'm assuming he really didn't want to be involved with the cameras that much, so she hid the marriage and she refused to show her difficult pregnancy journey. Well, guess what? The producers wasn't having that. They dismissed her from season 11. No, let me take that back. They told her she could come on season 11, but she was only going to get paid a day rate, you know, and a day rate is where, you know, we see you when we see you. You like a friend of the show. Well, I was going to say like Marlo, but even Marlo's getting a guaranteed check. Kind of like Shoulders Shamari is going to be now, you know. Show. You know, Shamari, they reduced her to a day rate. So Kenya Moore wasn't having it. She's like, hell no, I'm not doing that. Okay, I'm cool. I won't be there for season 11. Season 11 was kind of flat. So they ended up bringing her back for season 12, as we already know, but she had to take a significant pay cut. So she went from making $1.5 million to only making $500,000 a season. Now, I personally don't think that anyone would fake a relationship only to end up taking a pay cut, to fake a love for someone only to potentially mess up their main moneymaker, because the Real Housewives of Atlanta is Kenya Moore's main moneymaker. Yes, I know she has businesses. Yes, I'm sure she can do appearances. Yes, I'm sure she is investing and saving her money and all of that, but that is their moneymaker. That's why you see them chicks on these housewives shows for 15, 20 years and you be like, damn, you ain't been married since the second season, but you still on here, because it's a guaranteed check. And even when you have money, ain't nothing like more money. Now, she's back for season 12. I'm sure they will be showing the journey of her divorcing Marc, her getting back into the dating world, her being a mom and all that. But I'm also predicting now, October 30th, 2019, that in this season 12, Kenya Moore will be not only the sweetest, but also the nastiest we've ever seen her, because this is what you got to understand. This is an ego game with Kenya too. The marriage is done, but Kenya's ego is here to stay. Just like Marlo Patrice Hampton will always, be a what for European DNA, but ain't been able to catch that right nut to make it stick. Anyway, Kenya it's no way she is okay with only making $500,000 while NeNe makes $2.85 million. So that is going to constantly be a source of contention for those two, meaning that Kenya is really going to have to bring it so that when season 13 comes around, she can demand either her $1.5 million salary back or at least a $2 million salary back. I am predicting that now, and you can let me know down below if you disagree, because in my community, I don't block you just because we disagree. I don't get rid of you if you don't see it the way I see it. We are a community. We are all allowed to our own opinions. And as long as we keep them respectful, we Gucci. We straight, okay? So all in all, the relationship was doomed from the start. Kenya Moore just wanted love and she just wanted a baby. She sacrificed her moneymaker to do it. Ended up coming back when she seen that relationship wasn't going nowhere. Could Marc have cheated on her? Probably. Could he have outside kids and outside women? Probably. And she just not wanting to tell us? Maybe. It's completely possible. Y'all still gonna think what y'all think about his sexuality, as I stated in my video before. But it is what it is. I wish Kenya the best, and I will be keeping you guys updated with her marriage and anything else that breaks. But lastly, before I go, let me let y'all know I've also been trying to locate this marriage certificate between Kenya Moore and Marc Daly. See, Marc is from New York and she's from Georgia. I haven't been able to find it. And other blogs haven't been able to find it either. So there are rumors that Kenya and Marc were not legally married. They just had a ceremony, but I don't know. I'm going to keep digging because maybe they filed the marriage certificate under an alias, just like Israel Thickneck Houghton, you know, Adrian Eliza Bylon Houghton's husband, Thickneck. They both got thick necks, thick. Just like when he filed for divorce, he filed under an alias, which is why the blogs never found it, which is why everybody had accused Adrian of being a home-wrecking hussy, even though she really wasn't, you know. So before I go, let me shout out my sponsors because I'm through with that, just like that marriage dog. All right, so shout out to Lotus Radiance. Lotus Radiance makes bomb body butters and hair butters to keep your melanin pop. Oh, let me make sure y'all can see that. Keep your melanin popping and your hair popping too. Shout out to Blessed Fragrances. Blessed Fragrances will have you smelling like you just walked out of Macy's without having to pay a Macy's damn price. Lastly, I got to shout out Smile Love. Smile Love provides an alternative solution to traditional braces. Use my discount code STORMM, so my first name and then the letter M, everybody calling the doctor, for an overall $400 discount off your set of aligners. And see, our teeth are getting better by the day. Like, comment, subscribe, and share if you can.
It's Storm Show. Ay, it's Storm Show.